On a cold autumn night, under a black sky leeched of starlight and absent the moon, Captain Henry Baltimore clutches his rifle and stares across the dark abyss of the battlefield, and knows, in his heart, that these are the torture fields of hell, and damnation awaits mere steps ahead. On one knee he pauses, listening. But the only sound comes from the chill autumn wind that carries with it the stink of death and decay. Baltimore gestures to the men picking their way through the darkness behind him, then moves in a crouch toward a small rise that could be a mound of war-torn earth, or a hill of corpses. He falls to one knee behind the mound, which is indeed an innocent pile of dirt, excavated in the process of digging a trench. But Baltimore feels no relief at the discovery, save that the small mound provides better cover than corpses would have. Bullets pass through putrefying flesh far easier than through hard earth. In the thick of the night, only a madman would attempt to cross the ravaged no-man's land that separates his battalion from the Hessians. The blasted tundra is furrowed with dank, muddy trenches, and strewn with the bodies of the dead. Bales of barbed wire are stretched in winding serpents across the field. Yet, madmen they are. The battalion commander has determined that someone must traverse that damned earth in the dark and bring the fight to the enemy. Desperation demands it. Without some twist of fate, brought by gods or men, the dawn will find them in circumstances most dire. The mission has gone to Captain Baltimore. He has led his platoon away from the safety of the battalion camp, out of the forest that now seems so far behind them, and 50 yards into no man's land. Ahead lies at least 4 times that distance before they will reach any decent cover. The Hessians are camped in thick woods on the other side of the battlefield. Baltimore knows that he stands at the very edge of the world. How else to explain the dread that slithers in the hollow of his chest and wraps itself around his soul? He must be on the threshold of hell, for he can conceive of no patch of ground that could be farther from home and family and comfort. Yet this is the nature of war. To become a soldier, to spill blood and evict human souls in the name of faith or country, means travelling so far from home that home becomes as distant and cherished a memory as innocence. He yearns for them both, even as he realizes at last, only now, only here, that they are lost to him forever. As a boy, he had kept to his room on rainy days and played with his tin soldiers, had cast them as enemies and caused them to kill one another on the battlefield of his blanket. But tin soldiers do not bleed. They go back in the box and live to fight another day. Soldiers of flesh and blood also end up in a box, but theirs is of heavy pine. Baltimore has seen far too many soldiers bleed and go into that wooden box in pieces. Dread flows in his veins now, making it difficult for him to move. Death waits for him on that ravaged ground, and he has no wish to meet it. His bones ache with a chill that is more from terror and sadness than the November air, and he can scarcely breathe. He raises a hand and signals his men, first to the left and then to the right. In 2 lines they hurry forward, flanking his position on both sides. Their motion is barely a whisper to disturb the darkness, yet to him they seem far too loud. As they come nearer, he can hear the soft tread of boots upon hard earth and the chest-deep grunts of grim men tired of killing. They take shape in the darkness, figures topped with the flat plate helmets of the Allied forces, carrying rifles at the ready. Nearest him is Sergeant Tomlin, whose rifle lies cradled in his arms like a newborn. The night sky is hung low with billowing clouds. Only the barest hint of light filters through from the heavens. Tomlin's eyes glint in the dark, and now that he is close, Baltimore sees the urgency in the man's features. His skin prickles with fear, and his chest aches with the pounding of his heart. Baltimore has never been a coward, yet now he hesitates, in the worst place imaginable, for such a pause.